I've literally talked to hundreds of people that have approached me with a desire to own their business. I've been in 40-some countries sharing how to start a business. I love helping people start and own business. I'm excited to be with you on that topic. Now, most times I run into this issue, and I want to just level the playing field. Many people are waiting for someone to invest, give them money, borrow money, have a big chunk of money, and then they'll get started in their business. And I'm telling you, that is backwards in my opinion. I'm a firm believer that on your very first business, you are better off, and I recommend you actually start it with little or no money. Actually, no borrowed money. Now, you have a little bit of cash you can scrape up yourself without affecting your family budget, and certainly that's fine. I'm not talking about zero, zilch, nothing, but too many people are waiting. I saw a report asking for $100,000 to get started. Well, those people I know don't have any experience. There's no way I would invest that. Not because of the people, it's because they have no experience. And there's something about starting with little or nothing on that very first business that just gets you into the groove. Learn lessons you'll never ever learn another way. I'm sitting here in my machine shop now. I borrowed money for this machine shop. I borrowed, in fact, a lot of money for this machine shop. But I had already learned some lessons in a different business. Let me tell you about it. I moved from one state to another here. I moved to Oklahoma, and I was going to a Bible school, and I was expecting a nice paying job, but that job didn't come through. I had a little money for school, I had a little money for my household, but I didn't have money to start a business. And I had a horse trailer sitting out front of my house, and I put an ad in the paper that said, "Let me help you move." I have a 5x16 trailer. It didn't say a horse trailer, it just said trailer. And people started calling me, and I learned, and I started with no money. In fact, it was 7 years before I had my first loan. And I wish still today that I had never gotten that loan, because I could have done it without ever having a loan, because I was learning lessons, but I wanted to grow too fast. I was going step by step by step because everything was on a cash basis. I watched my dad. Of course, this was before my time because I wasn't born yet, but they tell me the story where Dad went into the Navy, and in the Navy he saved his money rather than spend it. He came out and had put his name in for a tractor. This was in the 40s. And that time you couldn't buy a tractor because everything was going to the war. But after he got out, he was able to buy his first tractor. And so he had saved his own money to get a tractor. He found a landowner that normally would have only paid the farmer, in this case, 2/3 of the cash crop. But Dad took a half because he didn't have the other money to get started that was normally there. So he started with no money. Virtually, he started with no money, and I got to see him do that. You can talk to business after business after business that are quite large today, and if you really look back and say, how much money did you have to get started? It was little or nothing, because they learned those lessons. And I encourage you to read biographies. That's the one thing I like to read, is biographies. Longerberger Basket Company, how did he get started? How did other companies get started? I have a whole stack of biographies I've read there. Now, you'll find that in this process that you're going to fail. You see, you're going to make mistakes. It's like going snow skiing or water skiing or ice skating. If you're going to fall down, you're going to fall down if you do any of those sports. If you're in business, you're going to make mistakes. So the idea is make those mistakes when they're small. You can learn for those small mistakes and then populate them into what if it was a bigger mistake. I've seen huge mistakes made that were not mistakes that should have been made, but it is usually because financial mistakes made because they tried to start too big. You learn to handle money when it's small. You see, that's one of the keys. If I own a business right now, I own this business. They're expecting to be paid. In fact, today was payday. Yesterday was when we processed the checks, doesn't matter, but was a $63,000 payday for the combined of everybody in this company. And that happens normally $50,000 to $60,000 every week. Well, I have learned to handle my money. It's not like I was born that way. I made mistakes. but I now know how to watch my budget, understand my finances, and know that I am on the right track before it's too late. But it started with little or no money. There's a lot of things that you can learn if you'll just start small and grow step by step. It's so vital to me. It's so important to me. I'm at a spot now where I'm actually helping a few people that have a need for small startups. Well, I'm talking $5,000 to $10,000. I'm not talking $50,000 to $100,000. And I'm only talking to them when I know they have learned some lessons with no money. If someone doesn't have enough gumption to get up and make something happen, make some type of a test run, some type of a test model. If you're a used car salesman, you don't have to have the big lot to start with. Start out with just buying a car and selling it through Craigslist or something. I have a friend that he just started selling barbecue, and his first barbecue was just, he actually made it in his house and he started selling it while he was at his job. People liked his barbecue. Then he has his barbecue pit, and he's rented a barbecue facility, and he's got a truck that he makes now. He's just got a new barbecue pit. He's knocking down thousands of dollars every month, but he started small. Everybody could think back how to get started with little or no money, and that is my strong advice. Thank you for listening to this. I hope it's a help to you. I hope that after starting with that little or no money, that you can grow into something that would be substantial, that you learn step by step by step.